Everybody, I'm Emerald, and this is my beautiful Aunt Veronica. Auntie, say hello, please.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm lovely.
All right. Today we are going to talk to you guys about the importance of setting boundaries, something that my aunt has been talking to me a lot about lately, and about refusing to be a people pleaser, which is something I suffer with, and
Hmm.
I know I'm not the only one. And I
Hmm.
know that we all want to have happy, balanced lives. And to be honest, you can't do that if you continue to ignore your needs to cater to others. Isn't that right, Auntie?
That is correct. And guys, have you ever felt like you were pouring from a cup that no one ever helped you refill?
Mm,
Or either you keep saying yes when your spirit and your mind is just quietly saying no.
well,
Yep. And then you just kept showing up for people who never truly showed up for you.
mm,
Or you kept giving people chances and explanations and a piece of your tear or barely nothing left to even give.
come on, preach.
So right now, this is a space, this podcast is where everything stops, it ends, all that ends. So welcome to the conversation about boundaries, not the kind that push people away, the kind that bring you back to yourself. Because the boundaries aren't walls. They are bridges to your peace, clarity to your vision, and a lot of self-respect. And so here, Emmy and myself will talk about the hard truth, such as why we overgive, why we tolerate things we shouldn't, and why choosing yourself can feel so comfortable and so necessary. If you
And
struggle with protecting your peace and your energy or your time or your heart, guess what? Your peace should never cost you your identity.
never.
Mm-mm.
And choosing yourself, something that I have learned in life, is not always easy,
Hmm.
especially if you've been made to feel guilty for doing so in the past. But I'm going to tell you guys something that I'm beginning to understand is that people will be uncomfortable when you start setting boundaries. However, the way someone reacts to your boundaries says a lot about their love and respect for you. Their discomfort does not mean you're doing something wrong. It means you're doing something different.
Right, that is correct. That really is. Because once you choose yourself as far as the boundaries, then that changed a whole lot. It changed a
Hmm.
lot. Because if you
So,
don't choose yourself, people are gonna constantly keep trying to run over you.
so since we're talking about boundaries and you have a lot of expertise in this, please let us know, how do you go about setting boundaries?
Well, actually, you want to set your boundaries from the beginning. If you have people that just feel like they just have to do or they do what they want to do, then you have to go ahead and set it from the beginning. Say, for instance, if certain things that you don't like, you just let them know from the beginning. Or either if you're in a conversation and they do something that you don't like, you can say, you know what? Let's go ahead and set these boundaries up right now. Boundaries start when your children, your
Hmm.
parent, in a relationship. Boundaries start from the very beginning of any conversation. Me personally, that's what I think, because if you don't have that conversation about boundaries, then there's going to be problems. And it's not that you're trying to tell them what to do or you're trying to be aggressive about it or you're trying to change them. You're just trying to set the boundaries so we won't cross that line. You like, here's a line right here. We're not going to cross over that line, but you could dibble and dab a little bit over that line, but just don't go to it. Don't cross it totally. You can put your on the edge of it, but just don't totally cross it because sometimes some things that you feel are sacred to you that may not be sacred to somebody else when they come down the boundary. Look, like my boundaries, I like space. I don't like people to just be all up in my space. I set that from the beginning. And I also said, if you like the type that you talk so much, I'd be like, look, you can chill out on talk. Let's just sit here and just think for a minute. Or
Hmm.
if you're the type that you flip off the handle or you just get mad when you go from 0 to 100, no.
Hmm.
I'd be like, I don't like that type because my boundary is if I see you're the type of person that like to raise your voices and yell, I say, look, I need for you to come down to a 2. Right now you're at a 10. So you got to bring it down. But like I said, it's a whole lot of different things. Boundaries could go all kind of ways. So my niece here, she have begun to set her boundaries, and I am so proud of her.
Thank you.
So proud because it was never no boundaries set in place. But I'm glad she's have come into her to set her own boundaries. And so with that being said, I'm gonna let tell you about her boundaries.
I'm still figuring out my boundaries, to be honest. I know one thing for sure. I don't like, I no longer feel it's necessary to over explain myself. Once I've said
Right.
something I don't like, I'll probably give you one or two chances. After
Mm-hmm.
that, I don't feel that it's my responsibility to continue to lose my energy and my breath telling you over and over
Right.
again not to do something or not to say something because you're
Mm-hmm.
basically showing me how you really feel about me. So if I continue to
Mm.
accept it, then I'm really showing myself I don't respect myself. And so I
Mm.
need to put me first and stop worrying so much about making sure everybody else is good, making sure everybody else feels like they're being respected and loved. Because at the end of the day, I don't feel like that about myself. And another boundary is just same thing, give me space because I like to really sit and think. I love to write and I really enjoy working through my emotions. But if you
Mm-hmm.
try to force me out of it, it can
Mm-hmm.
make me feel very irritable and I kind of feel like I'm being forced into being happy and I'm being forced into performance and I don't like performing emotions. I'm not a performative person, so I like
Okay.
everything to just be natural and to have normal flow of life. So those are the
Mm-hmm.
things that I'm trying to learn to work on lately, but it was something that I struggle with and we've been talking about it is that feeling of guilt because
Mm-mm.
when I let people down, it hurts so bad. I just feel like the worst person in the world. And I'll start questioning myself and saying, are you sure this is something that you should do? 'Cause is it really so bad if they change this boundary? So, Auntie, what's something you would say to someone like me who's battling, feeling guilty about setting their boundaries?
You don't need to feel guilty about anything
Mm,
because you're saving your peace. Your boundaries are for your peace, your clarity, your respect. What to say? Let's call it any emotions you may have. So my thing is, you don't have to feel guilty and you don't have to apologize for anything. You can't be apologize for something that you are trying to help yourself with. So no, me personally, once I set my boundaries, those my boundaries. If you can't deal with it, you don't have to deal with me. Period. Everybody has boundaries, and that's why I've always wanted you to don't look at it like feel guilty or it's basically you trying to please everyone else instead of pleasing yourself. It's all about you now. It's all about you being happy with yourself, happy with your decisions, and whatever, anything else you want that you want to do. Like I said, boundaries are so important, and people just don't get it. And honestly, my daughters and I was express that quick because if I get too close to her, especially because I have one daughter, I can snuggle with her all day. The other one, she'll give me about 3 minutes. That's familiar.
I know I was going to say it, but yes.
She'll give me 3 minutes, and otherwise she's like, "Mom, boundaries." I was like, okay, but that's it because she don't let you go no longer than that because she don't like people all up on her like that for too long, and so I respect that. And so that's just like I don't like people just. One of my boundaries is I tell people once I have a conversation with you, if there is a problem with me, period, we set the record straight right then instead of waiting till the next day. That's
Yes.
part of my boundary
Yes.
because I like to nip stuff in the bud right there because if you go on to the next day, I call that the past.
Mm,
I said, oh, that happened yesterday, child. I've been over that. But that's one of the boundaries. That's another boundary. Excuse me. If you say you don't want to talk about it, leave it alone. Leave well enough alone. Just
mm.
let it go. And that's why
I
I
think
said a
that
lot of people. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say, I think another boundary, in addition to that one, because I also feel the same way, I think another boundary is being told I can't do something that I feel that I can.
Yes.
Trying to tell me how to feel about something because I feel like it's a disrespect thing.
Hmm.
It's like you don't feel that I'm intelligent enough to be able to know my own limits or when I should stop or when I should go. And I don't like that at all. And sometimes it's hard to convey that and have it
Hmm.
actually be received well by others.
It's just a head game. That's all it is. That's why I tell
Hmm.
you. My thing is, I'm so strong headed and so strong willed. I don't let people pay rent in my head. I don't give them that time of day. I cannot. You're not going to be renting none of my headspace, period, point blank. But I may be renting theirs.
It's because it's so beautiful. And this one right here, she does not care about saying what's on her mind. I am part two of her.
Yes. 2.0.
Definitely part two. She had a lot more ability to be free and be herself. Now, when I come all the way out of mine, I really fear for whoever gets in my way.
And which that's coming soon because
Yes.
it's slowly but surely coming out.
Mhm.
Coming out.
And
It's like,
you
go
were
ahead.
talking about to come back to yourself. And I think that's the big thing with reconnecting with yourself and even
Mm-hmm.
learning your boundaries. So some of the questions that I think are important to ask and what my therapist has been talking to me about is, do I need what feels right to me?
Mm-hmm.
When you've been people pleasing for an extended period of time,
Mm-hmm.
you begin to forget that
Yep.
you matter or that you even
Mm-hmm.
have needs at all.
Mm-hmm.
And over time, you begin to lose your self love and your self respect. And it
Mm-hmm.
shows in the way that you go out into the world. And it can
Mm-hmm.
affect the way people will treat you as well because they can sense it on you. So,
Mm-hmm.
have to be able to give yourself permission to rest, permission to say no, permission to choose
Mm-hmm.
yourself, and to remember that you don't have to be perfect. And I am a perfectionist. And so
Mm-hmm.
you cannot have a truly happy life if you're trying to attain perfection because it's impossible to begin with.
Never lose yourself trying to please somebody else. Never lose yourself trying to put someone else to say. Never ever lose yourself.
Mhm.
So you lose people in the process of finding who you are or knowing who you are, then so be it. You just have to lose them. I have lost a lot of people along the way. Me, I'm an introvert anyway. I lost
Me
a lot of
too.
people because I know who I am. Yes, you definitely are. I know who I am and I know what I want in my life. And one thing about it, I don't like bad vibes and I don't like negativity. So that's why I set boundaries from the beginning. And I have to go with that. Because my thing is, I like peace. I love
Yes.
my peace. And I am not going to jeopardize my peace for nobody. And I refuse to let anybody take that peace away from me. And that's what I've been telling my niece for the longest. She's getting there. She's really is.
Thank you.
Yes. And it's like, let nobody be in your head. Don't let nobody else rent no
Mhm.
space in your head, period, point blank. The only person, place, thing, entity, however y'all want to call it, God, the only one rent that space in my head. That's it.
Amen.
I
Yes.
said anything and anybody else, nope. You people on and get the heck on. That's it. But this was like
Yes.
a great conversation about boundaries.
It was, and I have to say this will be one of many conversations. We will do more of these, but
Hmm.
we like to stay on a time here. So I would like to say if there's one thing I want you guys to take from this podcast is to allow yourself to honor your needs, allow yourself to protect your peace, and always be sure to choose your mental health, even
Hmm.
if it disappoints other people. So, a little homework I have for you guys. I want you to start with one boundary this week, just one, and see how it changes the way you feel. And if
Hmm.
this resonated with you, let us know. You can reach out to us. We have YouTube channels. I cannot remember the name of my YouTube channel, but Auntie, what's yours?
Hanging with Veronica, and you would see that. I mean, you hear me say, "Here, I'm hanging with Veronica and M." So
Mhm.
she's on my YouTube as well.
Oh, and mine is the self love chapter on YouTube. So you can reach out to us on there and watch some more of the content. And then also, if you're on this journey of healing, self love, and becoming your best self, make sure you subscribe and share this with anyone else you know to be
Yes,
on the same journey as you because we love having you here and we like to have company online. You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes,
Come join us. So,
yes.
any closing words, Auntie?
Hey, live, love, and laugh often.
All the time. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.